Whether it's as a photographer, videographer, or even designer, the question I'm most often asked by people who are just starting out, and even those who have some experience in these fields, is how to find your style. Today I'm going to try to find an answer, but for that I'm going to dig into the real question which is underlying it: what is style? Ansel Adams is one of the most reproduced photographers in the world, and your eyes have already crossed one of his images, voluntarily or not. Whether it's in your doctor's waiting room or your bunkers, on a postcard, or even all the photographers who have been reproducing his style for years to the point that it has become a genre in itself. This contrast so particular, this sharpness in the details. But this was not always the case, far from it. His early work in the 20s, far from being uninteresting, yes, but did not predispose him to worldwide recognition either. So what happened? What was the trigger that made him a major icon of photography today? One message I often get on Instagram is, "I saw your photos, I love your style." Ah, all that love.
You really love me!
And that's kind of the problem. What's really behind that phrase? Sometimes when people ask me, how can I find my style? Or sometimes directly, I love your style, can you teach me how to replicate it? I feel like they're asking me instead, how can I make myself stand out and be noticed on Instagram? To get lots of likes that will make me feel special and unique and satisfy my delicious addiction to the dopamine that other people's attention on social media provides me. What is behind the so-called style? It is a specific desire to stand out, or it is the need to find the most faithful way to express one's own uniqueness? No, because in fact it's not the same thing at all. If I had to give 5 tips for finding your own style when starting out as a creator. Number 1. Copy. The real answer to where do you get your ideas is I've seen them somewhere. Nothing comes out of nowhere, everything is a reinterpretation. Copy artists, the world around you, genres or media different from your own. The more sources of inspiration you have that blend together, the more unique and personal the result will be. Number 2. Value boredom. In order for you to really soak up all these sources, they need to mature within you. And that's done through isolation. Take periods of retreat just for you. Don't do anything, don't see anyone. Allow yourself to be bored and put your brain on pause. Your best ideas will come from doing nothing, taking a shower or doing the dishes. Number 3. Don't do what you always do. What you already know how to do. Yes, it's the moment to get out of your comfort zone, but there is a reason it's a cliché. Also, remove anything that makes you compare yourself to the others, like social media. You are not the others. The process, that's where the fun is, that's what you need to enjoy. Forget expectation of results. Allow yourself to create bad or failed things just because you have fun doing it. Number 4. Stop thinking, start doing. A phrase I love to repeat, and it is partially true. You should not think too hard to start something. You have to jump in before you feel ready, because that's just a way to procrastinate. But for me, the complete sentence is stop thinking, start doing, but think of what you've done. For each piece of work you produce, you need to stop, analyze and integrate what you've created. Thinking each time of the positives and negatives of what you're doing and how to improve the next time is what will make you grow the most. Number 5. Be consistent. It's a marathon. Forget the sudden stroke of genius. It happens suddenly just because you worked thousands of hours before. Remember that it takes time, always more time than expected, thanks to the Hofstadter's law. Your style will never be a constant, but it is a point in time in your evolution as an artist that will change your whole life. The day you start doing the same thing over and over, you're dead. Each of these concepts is ultra important, and each of them will deserve a dedicated video, which I will definitely do. Subscribe, ring the bell. But that's what style is. It's a succession of constant experimentation over time, looking for what works and what doesn't. Pictorialism is experiments with bromoil, the oleotype. Adams himself went through quite a few phases before that day in 1927. After spending the day climbing with his friends and future wife Virginia, pounds of camera gear on their backs, they finally reach a viewpoint of the Half Dome in the Yosemite National Park around noon. The summit is half lit, half in shadow, and Adams is seized by the sight of this monolith. He takes the first image with the yellow filter he regularly uses. The photo is faithful to what his eyes can observe, but it is not what Adams sees. It is not what he feels. It is not what he visualizes. He has only one plate left, the last one. He removes the filter, grabs another one, a red filter. He opens to f22, exposes for 5 seconds. Finally, this dramaturgy in the sky, the details of the texture, this perfect balance in the tone of blacks and whites. This is what is mine, so. And this is what he will apply himself to recreate from now on. This image will be the central point of his photographic work, which he will develop little by little until he invents the zone system. So is that the style? It is your use of technical means to create an aesthetic that is your own, that people will immediately associate with our photo, video, or other work that goes for any kind of creation, I guess. Okay, why not? But how do we do that? For photography, it's simple. It's the creation of your own aesthetics in the editing, a certain tone that you can replicate on all your images. In Lightroom, once I have edited my image according to my taste, once I have found something that suits me, I can save this data as presets. Then you can easily reuse them on each image and get a consistent edit in all your work. The same thing exists in video with LUTs. So you can create your presets super easily. Or you can also buy some online from other photographers whose work you like. Study how they built their style and try to make it your own. And I don't know if you can feel it, but this is the perfect time to tell you about today's video amazing sponsor, me. Yeah, me. Hello, I'm Nico, short for Nicola. Not Nicolas, Nicola. My goal? Make my way into the YouTube photo game, and I've already taken several steps to get there. Street photo videos in POV? Done. A collab with a stock footage and an online music website? Done. A photo challenge with another photo YouTuber? Done.
Alright, Nico, are you ready?
I even have a video to say that gear doesn't matter, made with cameras that cost more than $2,000. Subscribe, smash that notification bell. My why? To share my knowledge, make a real positive impact, and somehow make the world a better place. To all creators, artists, past or future, I want to give. Well, in exchange for money, of course. That's why I created Bubble Tea, my first preset pack for Lightroom and Photoshop. Bubble Tea is not a preset pack like the others, no, it's different. Why is it different? It's not the same, because it's something else. Today, photography is easy. One click and wow, anyone can do it. Do you want to stand out? Bubble Tea. Bubble Tea guarantees you an extraordinary result with just one click of a button. The colors become fantastic. One click and your photo becomes structured, relevant, perfectly exposed. Amazing. A photo edited with Bubble Tea presets is guaranteed to get at least a 4-digit number of likes on Instagram. Don't ask me, it's rocket science. With Bubble Tea you can become an influencer in Dubai. Plus with the purchase of one preset pack, you get 2 free doses of AstraZeneca. Guaranteed to have almost no side effects to fight together effectively against the COVID-19. Bubble Tea? A delicious preset pack, like the drink of the same name. Thousands of already satisfied users recommend Bubble Tea. I tried the Bubble Tea preset pack. Yeah, it is really good. So yes, it's sponsored by me, but I want to say that I keep my total independence from myself. And I'm free to say whatever I think, even the negative points. But there aren't any. This pack is great. No, I know we're having a good laugh, at least I was. But my concern is a little bit that the way they present the presets on YouTube, where with one click of the mouse you are really guaranteed a great picture. If you ever downloaded presets online, I'm sure you remember the look on your face when you applied it to your image and thought it was going to be great. Are mine different? Not at all, and this is due to the very principle. Each image is different in its exposure, its temperature, its colorimetry, so applying the same setting to different images and expecting the same result is nonsense. That's what kept me from making one until now, and that's why it's not just a pack of presets. First of all, because in addition to the 16 presets, you also have their equivalent in profiles, which allows you to apply them differently. But also because you will have several tutorial videos with it. First, to show you how to apply them properly, what are the steps to adapt your image, what are the settings you have to pay attention to, but also how to customize them to your taste. And you will also have plenty of tutorials on how I edit my photos, more specifically my portraits, accompanied by 20 additional brush presets that represent the steps I always go through in my editing process. So basically you have a preset section and their profile equivalents, plus brush presets and a whole bunch of tutorials. And this for the price of a single pack of presets. Or lots of Bubble Tea. I think I'm pretty good with the marketing here. Creating a sense of urgency. Oh. But to celebrate this incredible event, the initial price of $69 will be $59 for the next 10 days starting today. I don't want to pressure you, but time is ticking, mate. Plus, I'm sorry, but I'm obliged to limit this to the very first buyers because I want to reward those who buy quickly, I guess. So this offer is limited to the first 900 99,000 first people? They won't be enough for everyone, you know that. The question is, do these presets represent my style? Another thing that annoys me about online presets is that usually they are just several variations of the same edit. Here I have created really different styles so you can pick a genre that you like and build on that to develop your own aesthetic. But among the 16 there are those that I use myself for my own editing. Is it really a good idea to give away what makes my style, my originality? Is everyone going to copy me now? It's as if Ansel Adams gave you his special technique directly and you could redo what he does. Well, actually you already can. Add contrast, modify the red channel, do selective dodge and burn, increase the detail. It's 5 minutes in Photoshop, and yet you and I are not Ansel Adams. And that day, facing the half dome, Ansel saw the result he wanted before he got it. He didn't take a picture, he made an image. This visualization technique is the first thing he will talk about in his first book on how he works. Not the red filter, not the zone system.
I see the picture in my mind's eye, and I make the photograph, and then I give it to you as the equivalent of what I saw and felt. The whole key lies very specifically in seeing it in the mind's eye, which we call visualization.
When people tell me I love your style, it's adorable, but they are talking about my visual style, which is just a snapshot, a point of who I am at a moment in time, but will be different in the future as it was in the past. Its visual expression is in constant evolution in the life of a creator. The colorimetry of my images is not my style, and no preset is going to give sense and intention to your images. I've always classified photography into two main categories, the capture of reality or its graphic reinterpretation. Basically the capture of moments, memories, or the aestheticized staging, mise en scène. How can you make these two genres evolve into something that is specific to you? For the first one is to adopt a journalistic vision, documentalist, and retranscribe a reality through your own subjectivity. Forget objectivity, it's a myth, it doesn't exist. And for the second case, what makes a creation becomes a work, a piece of art? When do we pass in the artistic domain? Art is not because a work has a price on the market or that it is exposed in a museum, a gallery. It is because the creation expresses a feeling, an opinion, or a vision. The creator visualizes what he wanted and put an intention into it. These are complex topics that we will soon develop on the channel, but it is all a question of definition. You can see the style as just the wrapping, or you can see it as the intention, as the thing you're telling. But in both cases, the main thing is that your message, that's art. The way you convey it, that's just technique.
There is nothing mysterious about technique. It's really nothing in itself except as a means to an end.
Hey, but it's already time for a call to action. Yeah, I know, I don't have a watch. But just before, a big thank you to me for sponsoring this video. Without me, I couldn't do what I do, really. Of course, I could ask you to check out the presets presentation page in the description, or even go and put likes on all my social to boost my fragile little ego. But there is only one thing that really matters. Take your camera, go out and find your style. See you, mate. Keep on creating. Hey, you still here? My man, you deserve an extra promo code. Shh, it's just between us.